guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm Bran. I haven't uploaded in a minute because I've been kind of unmotivated. I'm not gonna lie. I think also it's just, working and running my kid around, and it seems like it's busier towards the end of the year, or like the beginning of the year and the end of the year are just really busy, the school year. But I wanted to get on here and do a video about dating as a single mother. So, if you hear a lot of traffic, I'm sitting somewhere where there's a lot of cars going by. When Selena was younger, I was with a guy for quite some time. I was with her dad, and then that ended, and I was with another guy when she was 1, and I was engaged to him we were together for about 5 years, and then we were on and off after that for a while. Surprisingly, she doesn't even remember him now. But hold on a second. Need some air. But I just remember kind of judging my relationship with him on how she reacted, like if she was okay, because she couldn't really verbally say, anything about how she felt about him back when she was 1 and 2, so. But I just remember she was really close to him. He kept her when I worked nights. That was the thing too. So I worked nights for a while, and my grandmother would keep her because my grandmother didn't live far from us. And there was one point where he was like, "We're engaged. Like, don't you think she should stay home and sleep in her own bed? It's kind of strange that you keep driving her to your grandma's house." But it wasn't that I felt uncomfortable with leaving her with him. It was just, there's some things that have happened in my past that I won't bring up right now, but subconsciously I think I was just a little concerned. And then I don't know, it's like, it's one thing for me to trust you with myself, but it's another thing for me to trust you with my kid. Does that make sense? It does in my mind anyway. Like, it's one thing for me to, you know, be like, oh, whatever you do to me, that's me. But it's another thing when it's my kid. And she's always slept through the night. She would like maybe wake up, but like as soon as you picked her up and he would lay her on his chest or something, she would go back to sleep. So I don't know. I had a hard time at first. I had to pause for a second and move because it was really loud. But so what I was saying was just about like me feeling comfortable with leaving her, even though I was engaged, even though I felt safe and I felt secure and comfortable. It was just another thing to leave my child. Eventually I did, and she was fine. But so then later on dating, when she was able to verbally communicate and let me know if she liked someone, I would talk to her about relationships. She always says that I kept everybody a secret, because there's some people I dated, I just never even mentioned them or brought them around her because I just didn't see any reason. Like, if I didn't see anything serious happening with them, it was kind of like, what's the point of bringing them around my kid, or even going through that whole her meeting them. But I remember I was dating this one guy, and she was about 9 or 10. And she was about 9 or 10, and I asked her how she felt about him. And she liked him. She thought he was fine. She thought we were a good match. And then as time went on, I dated him for about a year, and things were going kind of sour. She was like, she didn't say anything, but I could tell that she felt different. And so later on, some years after we weren't together anymore, I asked her about it, and she's like, well, I said, why didn't you say anything? She said, you didn't ask me again. I said, okay. So sometimes with kids, you have to ask them consistently, because they're not going to give their opinion on that. I mean, I guess I would have noticed if she would have started acting different around him or something. But it's really hard to date as a single parent. I chose not to date for a while because I needed an emotional, mental break. I've been dating since I was 14. Not a very small break in between any of those. So I just felt like it was time for a break. My break turned into, now it's been 6 years. It's been a great 6 years, but I think I got super comfortable because now I'm not sure if I'm even ready to get back out there. But now she's 16, and so it's different. I have a couple more years till she graduates, and I don't know, I might get back out there more once she's graduated or like around her senior year. It's just, I had this one friend I went to school with. She was younger than me when I was in community college, and she came to my house one day. We were studying, and she was like, if you're gonna get in a serious relationship, because at the time Selena was young, she was maybe about 6 or something, 7. She's like, you should do it now. She said, me and my brother were teenagers when my mom got involved with this guy. And she's like, to be honest, there's nothing wrong with the guy, but because we were teenagers, she was like, it was just different. We never really connected with him. There was just never, and honestly, I feel like it takes both parties. The guy who's in these new, children's lives has to make an effort too. But it is different with a teenager, because when Selena was younger, a person could buy her a doll and some McDonald's and she was happy, as long as you weren't, hurting her mother. But as a teenager, it's definitely a different ballgame. They know more, they've seen more. Sorry, I hope you guys can hear me. Someone's cutting grass right here. But so yeah, I think you have to kind of go, this is my opinion, this is what I've been through. I think you have to kind of know your child and have conversations with your kid and kind of feel them out. Like I said, with my daughter when she was younger and we didn't really discuss anything, I didn't really have to, because I kind of knew her personality. I could tell when she didn't like somebody. My sister once brought a boyfriend over the house for us to meet, and she was about 3, and I was like, if you could have saw how my daughter, she would not go near him. She at one point left the room. She did not want to be near him. And I told her, I said, I don't think he's a good guy, because she doesn't act like that around anybody. Like, she's never been like that. I mean, she was like, wouldn't say hi, nothing. And of course, I would never force my kid to do that. So they didn't end up working out, of course. But, so I mean, there's situations like that where you just, because you know your kid. And then there's situations where they get older and you're able to have the conversations. Me and my daughter have talked to, which is nice. We both feel like we wouldn't want to be with someone who either one of us didn't get along with. And I'm happy that she feels close enough to me that she feels like that. Like, she was like, if you didn't like the person and I felt that, even if you didn't say it, Mom, I don't know that I could date them, because we're like this. She's a big, she's my only child. We're very close. We have to get along with whoever the other person is with. And I'm happy that she feels that way, because I feel the same way. Even if she's grown, if you don't get along with my kid, I'm with my kid holidays, we're going to take vacations, things like that. So that's my take on dating as a single parent. I know everybody's situation is different. You could have more than one child. And there's horror stories too. There's situations where there's just a kid who just doesn't want you to be with someone, or they don't like the attention off of them. So those situations are something different. I never had those issues. But kids are very smart and very observant, and don't underestimate them because it's a kid. Because I once dated this Muslim guy. Yeah, she was probably 8. But I dated a Muslim guy, and that didn't last very long because I quickly found out some things about him. But she, after it ended, was like, so were we gonna be Muslim? And I was like, no, why? And she was like, you dated a Muslim guy. And I said, well, he told me I didn't have to be Muslim in order for us to date. And I believed him. But I slowly figured out that was not the case. He was definitely going to try and convert me, or whatever the case was going to be. So that was a big part of why that didn't work out. But yeah, so have conversations with your kids. If you are more worried about whether that man is comfortable over whether your child is comfortable or safe, that's a whole nother issue that you probably should deal with. I can't help you with that because I don't believe in that. My kid, her feelings and emotions come first. But I'm going to end this because I feel like I'm shouting because they're cutting grass and I'm in the car right now. All right, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you like to see more videos, and I'll see you next video.